Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a disc review and an update, because I found a disc that is like so plugged in to all of the other things we've been doing in so many different ways that I just have to talk to you about it and share it with you and hope you might find it intriguing. It's this one. This is band music or band transcriptions of various works. But let's look at the program and you'll see exactly how it plugs in. First of all, it plugs in because it's band music. And we always need to talk about band music or music for wind ensembles. I mean, we did a couple discs of band music to start, and we just talked about the Dvorak Wind Serenade, and now we have another disc of music for bands and wind ensembles, which I love. I just love them. And I know a lot of you guys out there, I've seen from your comments, you're brass players and percussionists and all the fun people in classical music. Sorry, you string people. You know, you can do it if you want to. You just have to try a little harder. Anyway, here's the bottom line. This disc contains, you ready for this? The Carmen Symphony by José Serebrier, you know, the fabulous conductor. And Serebrier is arranged Carmen music in the form of what he calls a symphony. It's not a symphony, but if you call it a symphony, it sounds more important than if you don't. I mean, there are a million Carmens without words type things, and we're going to be talking about more of them because, you know, you really can't ever have enough Carmen, can you? We also did the Carmen Ballet. In fact, we're going to be doing every single conceivable Carmen thing we can do besides the opera. Eventually we'll get to the opera, you know, but I think it's kind of fun if we work up to it with all of this other stuff, because Bizet's tunes are just so incredible that no matter how you arrange them or what you do to them, they just sound marvelous. And Serebrier made a Carmen Symphony to be played by normal orchestra, which has now been arranged for band, and he's conducting it here with the amazing President's own United States Marine Band, one of the great bands in the universe. And boy, do they play well. This is a live concert, by the way, and before a very, very well-behaved and quiet audience. Although sonically, the mics are a little bit back. The picture, the sort of sonic picture, is marvelous in the louder sections. It's a little bit less than tactile in the softer bits. But, you know, that's what happens with live recordings. It's a marvelous disc. So first, you get 30 some odd minutes, 33 minutes and 36 seconds of Carmen music. And Serebrier's version is more than just the suites. You know, you get a lot of the other stuff with the vocal parts, you know, arranged for instruments, and it plays more or less continuously. Well, no, it's in actually 12 sections. Never mind me. But I mean, it follows sort of the plot of the opera, and it's Carmen. It's fantastic, and it's magnificently played. I mean, this band is absolutely top notch. So we get that, which follows on our Carmen stuff. Then there's a piece that Serebrier arranged called Mexican Dance. It's by the music is actually by Revueltas, and it comes from his film score Redes, Nets, which film was released recently on a DVD with the score intact or remade or something like that. And, you know, it was later turned into an orchestral suite. It's a magnificent film score and a beautiful piece of music. And this Mexican Dance that Serebrier took from it is really jolly and lots of fun. Then, remember, we just had a disc on Ginastera, and we talked about his most popular work, the Estancia suite. Well, here it is. Pardon me. Here it is. The Estancia suite, also arranged for band. And I'm going to play you a bit of the final Molombo because it sounds absolutely terrific in this arrangement. It's great music, enormous fun, and incredibly popular, and deservedly so. And here it is. Wasn't that lovely? Isn't that just great? I mean, you can't have too many versions of the Molombo from Estancia. And then after that, there's a piece by Serebrier himself called Nightcry. It's his first band piece and hopefully his last, because it really doesn't sound all that interesting. It's kind of a dark, lugubrious, tuba-laden, thing that occasionally has that's the night part, the dark part, and then occasionally it screeches. That's the cry part. It goes, and you get the point. And it goes on for 8 minutes and 19 seconds, which is probably about 8 minutes longer than it needs to. And, no disrespect to Maestro Serebrier, but he's a very good composer, and this is not one of his better works. It's okay. It's just a short thing. Then we get the Villa-Lobos Concerto Grosso for wind quartet and wind orchestra. Now, we just did a big talk on modern concerto grossos, concerti grossi, and I wasn't able to talk about the Villa-Lobos because, I wasn't thinking about it, given the fact that it was for this odd ensemble, but here it is. It was one of the last pieces, maybe the last piece that he wrote. He died like 2 weeks after finishing it. And like most of his music, it sounds like a big hunk of Villa-Lobos that he just sort of chopped off into segments and called it different things. His music is kind of wild and out there. This is not quite the shapeless pudding that some of his pieces are. All of his music is wonderfully evocative and colorful and fun to listen to and kind of dense and full of notes. And so is this. Now, the Concerto Grosso concept, when you're dealing with all winds, is much more difficult to carry off than for example, we heard Ghedini's, remember, which was for wind quintet against string orchestra, which is a natural opposition that he exploits quite magnificently. This one is a little trickier because you've got a wind quartet, which is a wind quintet minus a horn. That is a flute, oboe, clarinet, and bassoon, and then a wind orchestra. So the timbral similarity makes everything sound a little denser and more jumbly. But the music is delightful. It's in 3 movements. It's about 20 minutes long. It's an absolutely terrific piece. And I'll also play you a little bit of the finale just so you get a sense of how that sounds. The Villa-Lobos Concerto Grosso. And then the program concludes with Stars and Stripes Forever because it has to. It has no choice. But the bottom line is, look at all you get on this one disc. You get our Wind Ensemble series. You get our Concerto Grosso series. You get our Ginastera series. You get our Carmen series. I mean, wow. All of that in one handy package on Naxos. So here you go. Take a look at it again. It's José Serebrier, or Jose Serebrier, however you want to pronounce it, conducting the President's Own United States Marine Band in this splendid program of everything we've been talking about over the past several months. Enjoy, folks, and keep on listening. Bye-bye.